What's up everyone? This is Tina from Korea. So this is gonna be my very first video to translate or explain K-pop songs into English. Since there are lots of international fans abroad listening their favorite K-pop idol songs, which are usually in Korean. So most of them gonna be like just listening to them no matter what they're talking about. So the first song that I'm going to explain is LALISA by Lisa from Blackpink. So as you already know, Blackpink is one of the biggest, the greatest, the best K-pop girl groups of all time. So I think Blackpink now is in their greatest time, like in their biggest time, because they have never been this successful before. They had very successful debut in the US. Anyone who likes her, who loves her, they must have been waiting for a long time for her solo song. I don't know why, but Lisa's solo is very meaningful for me. Like, of course, Jennie and Rose's solo were also meaningful, but for me, Lisa's one means a lot. So she's Thai, she's not Korean, so maybe that's one of the reasons. So here we are, we have LALISA. So first of all, when I first listened to her song, felt like, I don't know, it really sounds like Blackpink's song. You know what I mean, right? Blackpink has another song which is sung by Lisa alone. I saw a lot of comments and reactions, and I bet most of her fans really loved the dance break part. That's kind of tune and beat is from Thai traditional song, and she was wearing Thai traditional costume. It was awesome. I personally don't know much about Thai's tradition or Thai's culture, but I could see that this is beyond awesome, gorgeous, and it was breathtaking. That was my favorite part. So today I'm going to go through the song from top to the bottom. So I think this song is basically in Korean, but it has also English rap parts or English parts. So I'm going to go through all of them. So basically the song officially provides the lyrics in English version, but I could see there are some parts that not really like perfectly translated. There is a slight different meaning on the lines, I think. So I'm going to explain that kind of slight differences. And there are some expressions or quotes or words that only Korean can feel or understand. So let's get it started. So the title is LALISA, and I think most of you already know that Lisa's real name is LALISA. So Lisa is like her nickname. So as the title screams, the song is literally about her name. So the message the song is going to convey is that my name is LALISA, L-A-L-I-S-A, and you should remember that. You should call my name, you should love my name, and you should kiss my name. That's the whole point of the song. And the song starts with the Korean lyrics. 내 뒷모습만 봐도 알잖아. 어두워질 때 분홍빛이다. So 뒤 is like my back. So the second line is the important part. So if you see the translated lyrics, when it gets dark, the light shines pink. So you can literally see how the message black pink is hidden in the lines, right? The point that I wanted to point out is that in English, it says when it gets dark, the light shines pink. So being pink, it's the light. But in Korean lyrics, it says 어두워질 때 분홍빛이다. Shines pink, but it doesn't have the subject, the light. So in Korean lyrics, we can feel that Lisa shines pink when it gets dark. And the next part is 새하얀 조명이 날 깨우면 번쩍번쩍 세상을 흔들어. When the bright light wakes me up. Actually in Korean, it doesn't say bright light. Well, it kind of has same meaning, but in Korean it uses white color metaphor in the light. So in the original lyrics, it says 번쩍번쩍. So it's like twinkle twinkle, but it's very different. So twinkle twinkle sounds like really, twinkle twinkle little stars, right? It sounds like very tiny things, small cute things is shining like twinkling. But 번쩍번쩍 is like a stronger version of twinkle. It sounds like more sparkling, but it has more strong feeling. So she shakes up the world with the very strong light, like thunder lightning. So it makes us picture the images of like thunder lightning, like Lisa herself. Next part, 머리를 하얗게 비운 채 시끄러운 감정은 태울래. I empty my head completely and burn the loud emotions. So we actually compare our empty head to empty paper. So we use the color white when we want to describe our empty heads. 시끄러운 감정을 태울래. So it says loud emotions. So actually she is burning the loud emotions because she wanted to empty her head. So she says burn, burn, burn. 그때 난 네 갈증을 해소할 샴페인. So 그때 means in that moment. 난 means I will. 네 갈증 is your thirst. So 갈증 is the thirst. 해소할. So 해소하다 means quench in this line. And champagne is champagne, of course. So she is comparing herself as a champagne, right? When we are stressed out and we wanted to escape of the reality, like when we see her dance moves on the YouTube, which is so cool, then like, boom, our head's gonna be empty, right? Sip, sip, 나를 들이켜. Drink me up. Yeah, cause she is champagne. 그래 더 저 높이 내 바디 받들어. The translated lyrics said, lift up my body higher. Well, it's partially right, but in the Korean lyrics, not only just lift up, but also like obey, honor, like respect. It shows more like Queen Lisa moment, you know what I mean? So she is like champagne, but at the same time, she's like a queen. She wants us to lift up her body and like obey her. Respect her, like honor her body and her name. And the next part is English. Want you to ring the alarm. Well, ring the alarm still reminds me of Beyonce's song, Ring the Alarm. Well, that song is so strong that actually I still listen to the song. 세상에게 알려 내 이름에다 입 맞춰. 세상에게 알려 is tell it to the world. 내 이름에다 입 맞춰 is like kiss my name. The fun thing is that when I first heard the lyrics, 내 이름에다 입 맞춰, which means kiss my name, it sounded like Google translated Korean sentence, you know what I mean? So when I read this part, 내 이름에다 입 맞춰, right away I felt that. So she wanted to say kiss my name, but she wanted to say in Korean, so she translated into Korean, so this part came out, I think. Well, that's my thought. So kiss my name also tells you that it's kind of Queen Lisa moment, you know what I mean? So she wants us to obey her name, respect her name, honor her name, finally kiss her name.
Say la, listen, love me, la, listen, love me, hey.
And the chorus part, say la, Lisa, love me, la, Lisa, love me. So this is the whole point of the chorus. And she said, 알잖아, attitude, you know the attitude. So the attitude can be like our attitude, like fans or publics, we have to have appropriate attitude to her because she's like Queen Lisa. And she said, 뭘 더 어쩌라고? What more do you want? I think this part can be to her haters who always want her to do something more. So she's like kind of tired of it. So she's like, what more do you want? The loudest in the room. If you are American or if you're familiar with American cultural quotes, then you'll figure out that this quote is from American Gangster, the movie, which is kind of classic and old movie. So the full sentence is, the loudest in the room is the weakest in the room. So I, as a Korean, when I just heard the loudest in the room, I was like, this represents Lisa. And I thought this sentence means like the loudest in the room, like the coolest in the room, like the best in the room, like Lisa. But actually, when I figured out that it actually means like the weakest in the room. So this is representing her haters or like publics that bother Lisa or annoyed Lisa. So this part was quite interesting. And then she also saying like, just say la Lisa, love me, la Lisa. So it sounds like just shut up and listen to my song and just say my name and love me. That's all you have to do. I like that kind of bragging or boastful moment of the YG songs. I think that is the main theme of the YG song. So that's where I think Roses on the Ground was very different from typical YG songs lyrics because her song was quite humble and her song was conveys a lot of serious messages from her personal experiences and so on. So this song is like just typical YG song. And Lisa's rap part is coming. Baby, get the megaphone, put it on speaker.
Baby, get the microphone, put it on speaker.
I love how she says speaker. So she's like speaker. It sounds really cool. I said I can hear you, so you need to speak up. So there are lots of rhymes going on here. Speaker, speak up. So basically here there is you. So she has an audience of her songs and she is saying her audience that I can't hear you, so you need to speak up. So we can imagine the situation that her haters or publics, like, you need to be like this, you have to dance more or whatever. She's like, I'm sorry I can't hear you, would you please speak up? So this is like very Queen Lisa moment again. Put the shit on stereo, everyone else on very low. So this part rhyme also is really cool. Stereo very low. So she keeps saying that, speak up. I can't hear you. Put the shit on stereo so that we can hear it well, so that everyone else can get very low. So she is actually dividing her people and like haters or the public. So next part she said protected like a barriers. I think the hidden subject in this sentence will be Lisa, of course. So I protected like a barrier. So what is she's protecting? I promise there's nothing scarier, rhyme, barrier scarier than me if anyone coming gunning for my man. So there is her man, like her people, like she's dividing her people from others. So she's gonna protect her people like a barrier. If anybody come gunning for her people, her man, her girls, she's gonna show there's nothing scarier than furious Lisa, so that everyone will get very low, right? Because she's like, put these things on stereo. She's gonna catch a case, she's gonna gun up in her hand if someone's guns for her people. So this is a very cool part, because like if you're her fans, you're gonna feel like, I'm so relieved because I have her, we have Lisa. Hit after hit though, rocks in my wrist, so I call them the Flintstones. So this part, rocks in my wrist, so I call them the Flintstones, I was like speechless. What kind of people can think of this kind of lyrics? So there's an idiom, or there's a expression about diamonds on my wrist or ice on my wrist. Ice on my wrist was also in the BTS Butter. So she said rocks in my wrist, so she has rocks in her wrist and she called them the Flintstones. This is so hilarious, and in admiration I was like, if you're from US, please tell me that this kind of sentence is like basic in pop songs. I was like so shocked from this part. I think this is the best lyrics, the best sentence from the song LALISA for me. There is a bit changing part. 누구와도 비교 못해. So you cannot compare me. So I'm not comparable. I'm incomparable. 그래봤자 you're gonna still love me. Nonetheless, you're gonna still love me. So this part, you're gonna still love me, reminds me of the Mafia in the Morning of ITZY. So it has you're gonna love me part from Yuna, right? So she says she's incomparable. Well, that's the kind of main theme of the Blackpink song. Kill This Love, like how you like that, like black part of their songs. They are always like that, right? I'm incomparable, I'm born skinny bitch or something. So anyway, you need some LALISA. 지금 너의 두 눈앞에 서 있는 내 이름을 기억해. So 이름 here is the word you have to remember. So 이름 means name. So if you hear lots of K-pop songs, you're gonna hear this word 이름 a lot. 기억해 is like remember. And there is also a word 눈. So 눈 is the word that you have to remember also. 눈 means eyes. So I'm right in front of you right now. So my name is right in front of you right now. So you have to remember my name. Amen. So here is my favorite part of the song, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans agree, right? This part is the best part of the song. You cannot see me. 어떻게 하는지 다 보여줘도. Even though I show you all my ways. So even though I show you all of what I got, you cannot see me actually. So basically she's saying that we're different level. 나 태국에서 한국 거쳐 여기까지. So 태국 is Thailand in Korean. So she's from Thailand to Korea and now here. So I think here means like she and Blackpink is so successful worldwidely, right? So here can mean like US, all of the countries countries where Blackpink has fans. So anyway, she is so up in the sky. So she succeeded so much. So she's really in the high position or high level. And she said, we went for the throat, or I went for the throat. So this is a very cool part, isn't it? This part, her dance move is like this. So she was like, we just killed it. We killed everyone. Being the greatest of all time ain't fantasy. Bam. So she is the greatest of time. She like Blackpink is the greatest K-pop girl group of all time, and they actually made it happen. So this is not fantasy, right? This is reality for them. And she says, 새까만 핑크빛 왕관 belongs to we. 왕관 is crown. So she has jet black and pink crown because she is one of the Blackpink. And that crown, of course, belongs to them. And she said belongs to we because there is a line between fantasy and we. Here's another part that we can picture the image of Blackpink from her lyrics. And she said, lalisa, lalisa, lisa, 하늘 위 당당해. 당당해 means like I'm confident, there's nothing scaring me. She is standing above the sky. So she is above the sky because she succeeded so bad and she doesn't have nothing to scare. I think that's the different part of the song from Rose on the ground. So Rose was also above the sky like Lisa because they all succeeded. But Rose was kind of wanted to go back to the ground because she thinks that there is the most important things is on the ground and I wanted to get it back. But here, like typical YG song, she doesn't have anything like bothering her above the sky. 저들은 날 원해. So they want me. So they means like maybe haters or maybe fans or just publics. And she says, catch me if you can. And above the sky and you want me, catch me if you can. Duh. So it was my first video. Well, actually this is not actually first video translating K-pop songs into English. I've done it like 1 or 2 years ago. I was explaining the song Blackpink's Kill This Love and Itji's 달라 달라, and I remember there were some people who asked me to do it more, but I was kind of busy and I was like just making this channel big with Korean subscribers and Korean watchers. So this is gonna be my another second phase of K-pop songs lyrics explanation. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. If you have any song you wanted me to explain the lyrics, please don't hesitate to leave comments. Thank you for watching. See you again. Bye.